What is happening, my peeps and peepettes? This is the unprofessional toy reviewer Reddit Power, and I'm bringing you an exciting review today of Transformers Studio Series number 18, Bumblebee. Yes, he is at long last in his glorious 1984 Volkswagen Beetle car mode, and he looks so good in this. This is a really nice looking figure. But before we take a look at the figure, of course, we have to put him aside for a moment so we can take a look at the packaging as partake of every single video review on this channel. So let's do this. So here we got the nice CGI render of Bumblebee crossing his arms because he's badass, you know that. Number 18, Studio Series, Bumblebee, Autobot logo, ages 8 and plus, Hasbro's logo, above that, Takara Tomy, knowing their dual branding, right? Transformers Bumblebee, the logo for the movie, very cool. Transformers logo, going up to the Misaligned Generations logo at the top right corner. Onto the side of the packaging, here we got the open windows side of the packaging, which is showcasing an Autobot logo for an Autobot character, right? Why can't they get it right with the Decepticons? I have no idea. But anyway, here's a nice picture of Bumblebee getting down, listening to some rocking music probably from the 80s. Yeah, pretty cool. And then we got the authentic Transformers stamp, which, to remind you, if it doesn't say authentic, it's a knockoff. And on this side here, we've got that nice picture of Bumblebee again. Very cool. Studio Series number 18. And down below that, we got Deluxe Class on the back of the packaging. And here we got another look at Bumblebee in both his robot mode and his vehicle form, which is, again, a Volkswagen Beetle. Yes, a Volkswagen Beetle. Yes. Feels so good to finally have him in this mode in the movieverse. Anyway, the figure can transform into 22 steps, according to the instructions. Though it could be a little bit more. I'm just saying. There are some things that were missed here and there, and we'll get to it very shortly. But anyway, with that said, the backdrop that the figure comes with is Charlie's Garage. Something new. Right, not Mission City Battle, which would be bad. But yeah, other figures available. Shadow Raider, I previously reviewed on this channel. We got Dark of the Moon color version of Autobot Ratchet, and then we've got Jazz. Right, Jazz. And also, special thanks to Volkswagen, the company themselves, for actually promoting this figure. As you can see, we go there. Thanks. Yep, thank you. So moving right along, let's get to the first contents this figure actually comes with, his set of instructions. Right, so as we do with all the instructions from the Studio Series, because you asked for it, here we go. Have a good look at it. Yep. That's the front. And here comes the back. Looks very tedious, doesn't it? Believe me, the transformation is quite the challenge. The challenge is in the change. Yeah, does that sound familiar? Anyway, there's Bumblebee. Lowering the camera so you can see Bumblebee. And again, it's his 1984 Volkswagen Beetle car mode. He looks so good. Generation 1 Bumblebee finally in the movieverse, and it's oh so oozing with glory here. I mean, I just love this. There could be just a little bit more when it comes to the terms of paint love for the guy, but in this mode, it's not too bad. Actually, the paint really does actually blend in pretty well with the color of the plastic. For once, I think they got it right. They got it right. He looks so good. And then, of course, he rolls really nice, especially with all the kibble underneath. Basically, his storage for his weapons and his alternate head right there. So, they're always looking at each other. Yeah, he's spying on him, right? Kind of creepy. Yeah, anyway, yeah, I think this looks really good. I mean, there's not much to really say about it. I can show off a little bit of some detail going on here if my camera will focus in on it. You can see we got the Volkswagen logo right there on the hubcaps, all 4 of them. And then we got the Volkswagen logo right there. That's molded onto the front of the car. Focus. Yeah, it's right there. And then, of course, we got some, the windshield wipers are actually painted. I wasn't expecting that at all, but yeah, that's a nice touch. So, anyway, that's basically Bumblebee in his car mode here. Not much else to really say about it. So what do you say we do a side-by-side comparison so we can get moving with this review? So here's Bumblebee in his 1976 Chevy Camaro concept. Basically 2007 Bumblebee from the Studio Series. And yeah, this is 70s, this is 80s. Yeah, weird. Alright, anyway, there's that. Alright, now on to the transformation of the guy. Boy, this is going to be fun. Anyway, it says that it's like, what did it say exactly? So it's got 22 steps of transformations on the instruction, but I will say it feels like it has a lot more than that. But first of all, we'll remove all of his removable components here, basically his accessories. And now that that's done, let's do this. We're going to pop this section, and then we're going to open up the doors. Just like that. Okay, next what we want to do is we want to untab the wheels from the front of the car, come down here, untab his arms, just like this, flip them up. And that should give us enough space now to actually bring the wheels all the way back, so we can take this section here and flip it out. So there's his shoulders, or basically his arms, rotate them the proper way and fold out the hands. And a good section of Bumblebee's already done, believe it or not. What we need to do next is we need to raise this section here on this hinge that's moving, right? So we can actually bring down his legs as we go about untabbing the knee joints from here, and then lowering them, split them apart. Okay, angle this section back so we can take on this double hinge here, legs. And I'm going to show this real quickly because this is not actually on the instructions, but there's a slider joint where we're going to take the knee joint of Bumblebee and we're going to slide it all the way to the pin. All the way as far back as it can actually go, just like that. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, what we need to do next is we need to bring out his feet, like so, on the hinge, and then flip forward like that. So then what we can do next is we can fold down this back section right here, this black plastic piece that's actually going to attach to the rest of the leg of Bumblebee if it's in the right placement. That's why you gotta slide the leg so that way you can tab in like so, and this stays locked in place, keeping this all perfectly attached. Very nice. Let's repeat the same thing on this side here. Pull up, bring down, flip out like that, rotate so you can see, come right here, slide this joint as far as it can get, bring it back down, come over here, bring this piece around, just get enough clearance so you can tab this in like so, and that keeps it locked in place. And there we have the legs of Bumblebee. Rotate around like so. His chest piece is already put in place, believe it or not, but what we're going to do next is we're going to tab it in right here, just like that. Okay, we're getting there, but what we need to do now is the tricky part, as I make some more space here to bring his legs down, so we can take this back panel here and flip this in. Oh, by the way, for those who were wondering, yes, they are pinned. This time around, they are pinned. And that makes it just a little bit more of a challenge here at this point, because what the instructions say that you need to do is, you see this little slot right here, it's actually supposed to go locking right up in this section here. Not behind here, but all the way past it, right here. Very difficult. Very difficult. But yep, fold this section. Try to get enough clearance, because again, this is quite the fight, and it feels like you may actually break the thing, so just be forewarned. This is very dangerous, but this is the way it's meant to be. So try to get it past that section right there, that piece, and it should help out as you push more until it's locked in there, in that tab right there. There we go. See? Just like that. Well, that wasn't too bad for the third time of this transformation, but anyway, let's move on. Now we can take his lower wings and fold them down like so, and then bring this piece in like so. Do the same thing here on this window, bring it down, and then flip this back section like that. And the only other thing to do, really, is to rotate his pecs so they're at an angle. And if anything untabs, tab it back in. And then reposition the figure to your liking, get everything put right, like so. Get him to look up. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's Bumblebee in his robot mode from the Bumblebee movie. And he looks amazing. So cool. I really like the way this figure actually came out. It's really as close as it can actually get for this small scale. This is really a good, accurate look at Bumblebee from the movie, regardless of the fact that I have yet to see him with his wings in any of the trailers. Maybe it's an oversight. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I have to go back and look. But I really don't recall him actually having wings in this trailer. As a matter of fact, the actual images that they use here... Well, okay. Scratch that. You can see it right there. But, yeah, I'm going to have to go back and look at the trailers. Or you could just tell me down below how much of a fool I am because I didn't take the time to look in before I actually started working on this video here. Oh, boo-hoo, how unprofessional of me. But, right, anyway... We've got a lot to talk about on this guy, so we can't waste any time. Let's go about the detail on him. Really good looking face sculpt. Very nice. Very nice looking pecs. Very nice looking ab section. Very nice looking legs. Very nice looking feet. And a very nice looking backpack too. Very clean. Very nice. They're getting so much better at this. And, yeah, look at that. I could do this for hours and they're not going to come loose. It's very nice. The quality is getting so much better on this line. Let's go for the articulation on him. He does have a ball jointed head, so you can get as much as you can actually get here without any hindrance. That back section right there, if it wasn't tabbed in properly down here, this would block every single bit of movement from his head. You wouldn't get anything. That would let you know that, hey, you didn't do the transformation right. But anyway... Yeah, we do have ball jointed shoulders. They are hindered because of the back section of his wings. I mean, what are you going to do there? Not much. You do have an upper elbow swivel joint because he doesn't have a bicep, but it's very tight on this figure. Very tight. Your results could be different. Oh, yeah, by the way, you also have, due to transformation, a hinge joint that allows some more displaying options with the ball joints to the shoulders. You do have single jointed elbows that gets a little more than 90 degrees of bend. Very cool. And you have inward and outward movement at the hands due to transformation. You also have a waist swivel joint. Very awesome. Now let's talk about the legs. They're on a ball joint, so you get this much kicking forward. Really good. You get this much going back until it hits all this back here. Unfortunately, though, you do not get a full-on JCVD split, so I just have to post it here, people. Doesn't mean it's bad, it's just pointing out the obvious. Anyway, you do have a thigh swivel joint as well. You got single-jointed knees that does get 90 degrees of bend, especially with all this kibble back here. That's really good. And then the last points of articulation come at the feet with a hinge joint for up and down movement, and a very beautiful ankle rocker pivot. Very nice. So this figure is packing a lot of heat in the terms of articulation. Paint could be a little bit more, but hey, I'm okay with it. Now the only thing that really bugs me about this figure in the end is just the scale of him. But I understand why he's a small figure. It's because this is a younger Bumblebee. This Bumblebee is just learning. He's taking off his training wheels at this point. But anyway, I gotta show the obvious. Yeah, as you can see, the smallest of the bunch, the title holder of the Studio Series line for the smallest Transformer figure, is now going to this Bumblebee. Jazz is actually taller than Bumblebee. That's saying a lot. Oh well. Right, before we move on, let's not forget one more size comparisons, because someone's going to ask anyway. How smaller is he compared to Studio Series Bumblebee 1? Well, there you go. Now you know. So yeah, he's being dwarfed by his much older counterpart here. But I guess it makes sense, so there's really no complaining about it. Anyway, yeah, let's talk about what makes up the fact that you're paying a lot for such a small little guy here. The accessories, and I'll go ahead and show them off real quickly. We got ourselves here a very nice looking saw blade. Very cool. And then we got his signature blaster here. It's not as cool looking as his actual cannon arm here, but it's okay for what it is. Again, training wheels here. This is a much younger Bumblebee. And then, of course, we got his alternate faceplate here, which is his battle mask, which I don't know how well this is actually going to come out here. But it's got some nice detail on it. It's got a place where an Autobot logo would actually be above his head, but it's not there. And the eyepieces are actually painted pretty nicely. Very clean work. So anyway, as we go about with these accessories, let's go ahead and show off the alternate head as we remove this, like so. And then we got this soulless look going on here. Yeah, that kind of creeped me out earlier. Anyway, let's pop on the battle mask here. It's a little finicky. You gotta find that sweet spot in order to get it to tab in. And on my release, it doesn't hold in there too well. As long as I'm displaying him, no problems. But if I go about messing with it without squeezing the head in place as I turn his joint, it likes to pop off a lot. But yeah, there you go. Very cool looking. So, of course, we can remove, not the hand, I didn't want to do that, but yeah, that's something that can happen, but want to remove his right forearm here. And we can take his blaster and put that in its place, and that went on very easy. But, yep, there you go, there's his arm weapon. And then, of course, we can take his saw blade as instructed, and we can tab it in right here on his left forearm, and now we got Murder Bee. Very young Murder Bee, but yeah, very awesome figure. Can do a lot of stuff. I'm very, very glad to have this figure part of my Studio Series collection. Whoever thought of the engineering on this one, I mean, give them a round of applause, man. I'm giving you 2 thumbs up. I really do love this Bumblebee action figure, and he is officially, at this moment, my favorite of the Studio Series line. It used to be this Bumblebee right here, but now it's this Bumblebee. So it's not really much of a title change here by name, but when it comes to the style, I mean, yeah, give him a medal. Give it. So returning Bumblebee back to his normal phase, let's talk about weapon storage, because he does have it, according to the instructions, even though it's not perfectly clear how it's actually supposed to work. There's some pieces where you think it would actually pop in just right, and it turns out it doesn't. I've already taken the liberty of trying this quite a bit, and unfortunately it has split this section apart. You can see the crack line right there. So, you know, I can get his blaster back here, tab in. Just takes a little forcing, and unfortunately I can't do it at the moment. But again, yeah, it's not a perfect fit. That doesn't work. His saw blade does actually tab in right here on this side, but it only holds in by 1 tab, and this side just gets knocked out pretty easily, so that doesn't hold in place either. Now for the faceplate, yeah, his battle mask can actually tab in on his wings here. It's a game of peekaboo, I see you, and yes, it looks absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, weapon storage is not really an option on this guy, unfortunately. Regardless though, still a pretty cool figure. But we got one more thing we need to look at. And that's the backdrop that comes with Bumblebee, which is Charlie's Garage, which is different. It's variety. I love variety. I'm sick and tired of Mission City battle backdrops as it is, so I'm glad that this didn't follow suit. Anyway, very cool looking. You can see it's a garage. We got a car, we got some tools. You know, again, it's a garage. I mean, it's pretty plain, but it's a difference in variety, and that's all that really matters to me. Anyway, let's check the figure out on it. It's alright. Looks pretty good, especially since he's in his A stance here. But if I was to display him in any other pose, you know, like something dynamic, it's not going to fit on there. As I've mentioned plenty of times, these backdrops are too small for the figures. Maybe not height-wise, but when it comes to it, you know, we need a little more out here. Just a little more. And then they'd be something. But regardless, still a nice add-on, especially for the asking price on this figure. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video review. I can go ahead and give my recommendation on him. He's definitely worth it. 2 thumbs up. I love this figure. If you find him in stores, don't turn him away. Pick him up. Awesome. Awesome figure. You're not going to be disappointed. So anyway, questions and comments, you know what to do. Hit it down below in the comment section of the video. If you like today's video review, hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to give me a sub up. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down. Don't forget to throw in the towel. And until then, this is the unprofessional toy reviewer Red Power sign off saying thank you very much for watching this, and I'll see you whenever you see me.